Hey guys, welcome back to this episode of Level Up. Today with the exciting news that's been going around about all things Star Wars gaming. I think we should talk about that.
Let's go.
Without further ado, So guys, let's get it started with EA no longer being able, no longer being exclusive to the Star Wars franchise. What kind of games are you hoping come out?
So, I like Star Wars, right? I mean, they're fun. I'm really hoping now we get this huge influx of Star Wars games by all the different developers out there now. It's a great world, right?
I don't want to influx.
See, I had this conversation.
Yeah.
So, the same with zombie games. I gotta bring this up. You have, let's say in a year, 50 zombie games come out.
Yeah.
How many of those games are actually really good? One or two. But those one or two, you wouldn't have those one or two great games unless all these other ones came out. So, as far as I'm concerned, you can just completely flood the gaming industry with Star Wars games, and you're going to have those couple good games come out of it.
Yeah.
It's all for everybody.
I just don't want
like.
it to be saturated to the point where it just gets old fast. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you're playing those bad ones, I'm all about quality over quantity. But in a world like this, you never know what you kind of want, right? Like, let's just face it, we will see a Battlefront 3.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm on that bandwagon right now because I didn't play it for, like a year or so. And recently I put it back on. I've been playing the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And, like, it's great. So now you kind of want that next year type thing of, let's get this new Battlefront game on the go. I wasn't the hugest fan of Jedi Fallen Order. It wasn't that it was a bad game. It's just, for me, it just wasn't what I expected. And, I mean, I ran through it. I know you did too.
Yeah.
And I thought the ending was great. And there were parts that were like, just great. But it didn't catch me as well.
Yeah.
Right? So, I am looking forward to seeing games like, even if, like, the rumors are of KOTOR or 3 coming out. Or if, they're going to go back and, like, they're doing with all these other games now. Like doing remasters or remake of 1 and 2, we had Rogue Squad didn't come out, right? Which is nice little flight simulator style game. So what I mean by the influx of games, I want to see these different style of games come out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even care if we had another like 2D side-scrolling Star Wars game come out.
I guarantee
we're gonna have more Lego games, obviously, but. It'd be nice just to see like this Star Wars world just all of a sudden blow up a little bit, and people can pick and choose what they want. That we're not even thinking might be good. Like your question there was, what type of game would I want? The type of game I would want wouldn't necessarily be the type of game you would want, right? I myself personally, I would be in heaven if all of a sudden you had a Star Wars world game in the style of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Go back to before the Republic or the Old Republic. Have it where you're a Jedi and you're fighting, like the bosses are Sith Lords or monsters during the ancient era of the Sith.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not the hugest Star Wars fan, so I don't know what a lot of them are.
Yeah.
But I just think it'd be kind of a cool concept, like that Dark Souls formula, where all of a sudden you're like, you're going to a boss and it's Darth Bane. And you got to worry, you got to think, okay, how is he going to fight me? How are we going to fight him? This strategy when fighting in that world. I think that would be the type of game I would want, where you get to explore one planet or whatever, a Sith planet.
Yeah.
Just again like the Dark Souls formula, that maze world of intricacy where everything wraps around, but you're fighting the bosses, and the bosses are all Sith Lords and monsters.
Yeah.
Go with that dark approach of the Star Wars world. That would be the kind of game I would want. Whereas, the person next to me might be like, I want to do pod racing again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about how I would like to see an influx of Star Wars games come out.
I could do without a pod racing game.
They were fun.
I did enjoy them. I'm not a racing type of guy, but like with me, it's more about story. I need story. Like I want a good role playing game, like another KOTOR.
Yeah.
Being Darth Revan again would be a dream come true.
Yeah.
That's by far my dream, is to have that that like era, that timeline back in before KOTOR 2, like, or maybe even after when Darth Revan comes back. Like, I want to see more Darth Revan.
Yeah.
He's being introduced into the main continuity now, or the main canon, if you will. Like, more and more. But like, even going back to what you said, like with more Dark Soul. Sorry, Star Wars on the mind. With a more like Dark Souls type game, like if Fallen Order followed that, like that more so than it already did. Like, I know they implemented some stuff from that kind of game, but like if they made it darker. With going to other worlds, like still the same style.
Even on the same world. But like, you know, like you have your stamina and your equipment comes into play. Like, yes, okay, you're a Jedi or whatever you choose to play as in that world. But you know, you go back to the ancient weapons. So now you have like a stamina and encumbrance issue. You know, so you could have your wicked lightsaber, but the powerful one, let's just say, has still charged to the battery pack. So that takes up your armor. Right? I think that would have that kind of like that surge feel with Dark Souls in a way, where you're building your own Jedi as you're playing through this world. I mean, it would take away from a lot of that whole thing that a lot of us do want, and that's to be able to go explore these worlds. You know, like a Mass Effect style game where it's like, oh, we're going to fly over here to Hoth, we're going to fly here to Tatooine, and get to explore it. But for a gamer like me, I would love to be put in a world where it's like, okay, we're in this dark, creepy Star Wars universe, and we're going up against Sith Lords and the monsters of the ancients and stuff like that.
Well, you could do it. You could base it all around Corbett, like the ancient Sith home world, where if you're going back to like that era where you had the lightsaber, like the original lightsabers with the battery pack and everything, you could do it solely on Corbett, where it's even if the Sith Lords are passed away and you're going to their tombs like they did in KOTOR or stuff like that, like you could still do it that way and have your drag, like your ancient Sith like creatures, stuff like that. Like you could do it really well. It's just with Star Wars, I just feel you would need to have that exploration in it, or something along those lines, where it's like you feel like you're getting
that's
the dark side's like pulling at you.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
You need that story.
But you implement some sort of game engine in there where you're battling between being a Jedi or the dark side, like whatever it be on that side, right? Like you'll have a meter or something. I would like a game like that, but I'd also like a game that you get to explore all the planets. Not all, because obviously there's too many, but like planets.
Oh, I want more. I want a lot of planets. I don't want like the typical like 6 or 9 or just like the handful. I want a lot of planets. If you're not going to give me a lot of planets, I want those planets to be huge.
Would you want a Star Wars game then to be a game as a service?
A game as a service, like
Destiny and stuff like that.
Ooh.
That way they can add as they go, and they have people very intrigued. You know, DLC comes out or expansion, they drop 3 or 4 more planets.
They've done it like that, not as much like that, but like in your like Knights or your Old Republic game, like online game, like I don't know if I'd want it online, truthfully, just because I want my story to be my story. I don't want to be in someone else's story. Plus online, like having like those lights, it is an intriguing idea, because it does sound like a really good idea. Anything Star Wars in that sense would be an amazing idea. Have a planet that big, like in Destiny or that kind of stuff, like it would be amazing. It would just be my selfish. Like I just want to be selfish in that sense, where it's just I want it that big, that intense, but just for me. Like KOTOR on that scale. If they bring out KOTOR 3 on that kind of scale, where you're going to like all those planets and they're that big and there's that much exploration.
As long as there's substance to those planets, though. You know, I've always said Mass Effect does a good job on that. Like you have a wide variety of planets to check out, explore, and then some you just farm, obviously. But the ones you get to explore, they have substance in them. Even Andromeda had that, where you had your set of planets, but at least you could go this way, that way, explore them. Even though half the time there was nothing on there.
I want planets that have no meaning in the story, but I can still get to explore. Like, that's where you can find, like, little secrets or this and that, or, like, little side missions. Like, I want it I want it big.
Yeah.
I need it big.
But would you want to have, movie characters and comic characters and animated characters in it as well as Easter eggs? Would you like to see Han Solo and Chewbacca in it, or Yoda in it, or would you like to just go away from that formula and have its own
if it's
they're
part
non-existent
of the KOTOR franchise, like that era where it starts running? No, I don't want to see anything from the new age of Star Wars. Like, yeah, you can have races, like the Wookiees, stuff like that. Like, yeah, you can see those kind of races, but I don't want anything to like, oh, this is the Solo family tree, like that. No, I don't care about those kind of Easter eggs. Like, I want, the only Easter eggs I'd want is like the black lightsaber, or like stuff like that, like ancient stuff. Like, I want, I don't want like new age stuff in it, truthfully. Like, it would just take me out of that.
I agree, because at a point in time, if you add those characters, it would feel too much like a video game movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was never a fan of those ones. I mean, during the early 2000s when a bunch of games came out, like Clash of Titans and stuff like that, and they were having the games. Some of the games were fun, but you already knew what was going to happen. And by the end of it, like, you knew the formula that was going up. So I was never big into those. So I agree with you. I wouldn't want to have those set characters in there. Like, sure, you can make mention if it's a game that takes place, like, okay, the battle between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, sure, the Emperor, all those things, but I don't want to visually see it. It'd be nice to have like a text lore of something about it or whatnot, but I do agree with you. I like to have its own, like you said, your own story. That's your story, and this is what you get to do or you want to do. See, I'm very perplexed when it comes to it, because I said, like, I really love the formula of the Dark Souls meet Star Wars game. I think that would be, again, my own selfishness. I would love that. But at the same time, I really enjoy that Mass Effect formula when you're dealing with space travel, where you get these planets that are filled with things, and you interact with things, and things interact with you, and you get to explore not just the planets, but the people on it, the races on it, and the story is very in depth. But your decisions, carry some weight to what happens next. That's how I would like it. My big worry is we're going to get this big Mandalorian flux thing in, though. And I enjoyed Mandalorian, and you know what? You could do an amazing idea with that, kind of having that, who cares what story you're doing, side missions. You're going, you're a bounty hunter and you're going to hunt this guy down, and then that's your mission.
I just feel those games have been done.
That's what I mean. After a while, though, is it not just going to feel like a regurgitation of like Hitman, for example, where you're just doing this over and over and over? Once you get all your gear you want, then it's like, well, what's next? The
Mandalorian, in my eyes, should stay a TV show. Like, I don't want a game version. I know there will be a game version of it, or somehow, some way, but it's something I'm not interested in the Star Wars universe in that sense. Like, I know everybody doesn't want to be a Jedi or this and that, like, but I want it to be more along those lines. Like, if I'm playing Star Wars, I don't want a gun. I don't want a blaster. I don't want anything like that. Like, I want to use force powers. I want to use that kind of stuff.
I think if the story's done okay, then I just think that when you're dealing with, I want something kind of, I know I'm referring to Dark Souls a lot, but something more fresh in that universe. I don't want to play, basically Hitman modded to Star Wars.
Exactly. Like, that's what I mean.
It might be great. It might be great and everything like that, but in my mind, it's just, I'm so dog set being like, no, I just can't see how that's going to be fun. Just, you're going to this planet to do this bounty. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing this. And eventually it's just going to be like, well, I'm going back to this planet again to get this guy? Yeah. Like, at what point in time is it worth doing things over and over?
Basically, an Assassin's Creed meets Hitman, in my eyes. Like, that's what it would be. It could be fun.
It could be.
It could be, like,
really cool, totally
really beautiful. Like, but it's just, in my eyes, it's being done.
Yeah.
When I think of Star Wars, I don't think of bounty hunters or blasters or anything. I think of force powers. I think of lightsabers. I think of Jedi versus the Sith.
Yeah, but that's a story-based thing. Because you got your characters, like, again, I'm going to have to mention them, like Boba Fett and stuff like that. That's, a great character, this and that. But I agree with you on how it's like, no, I want to hold a lightsaber. I want to go and, force choke or force slam somebody down.
When I think of a Star Wars game, or, like, if I get to play or be in that world, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be a bounty hunter where I can just pop in a different game and have a gun and it's the exact same.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I think we'll see the Mandalorian game or some form of a Mandalorian game.
For sure you will.
Yeah.
You will see along those bounty hunters-esque games.
Yeah.
Something will come out as a shooter.
Yeah, which again, it might surprise us both. It might be all of a sudden an amazing game, amazing graphics, just fun to play.
It probably will be, but it's still not the game I'm going to be getting excited about.
Yeah,
it's going to be that rumor of KOTOR. That's what has me pumped up right now.
You know what? Like for me, it's because I'm playing Battlefront 2 so much right now. It's like those Call of Duty days.
Yeah,
it's like a Call of Duty's coming out every year. You know it. But even though if you don't, you're gonna complain about it and bitch about it's the same thing. I should still buy it every year, And for me right now, because I just got back into Battlefront 2, I'm like, I want Battlefront 3 now. What are we gonna do on Battlefront 3? What's it gonna look like now? So I honestly am gonna be that guy and say I'm really looking forward to Battlefront 3 to come out, and I'm looking to hear what type of game or games are gonna be coming out over the next 3 to 5 years from now, right? Because that was great news. I mean, EA did their job, whatever. People can argue that they did good, they did bad. That's an irrelevant argument. That's an opinion.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's no more exclusivity there just could open up a whole new world of gaming for people.
Well, that's what I mean.
That love this world.
Yeah, it brings it out to a whole new group of people, which I'm excited for.
Exactly. Get their take on the Star Wars game universe, characters, everything. So yeah, I'm pretty excited
for KOTOR 3.
Hopefully it could get announced.
Oh, bro.
But will it be BioWare?
At that point, I'd love it to be BioWare, but as long as it's a good role-playing game, at this point I don't care. I just want it out.
As long as it's good,
As long as it does it justice, I don't care.
I don't think it'll be BioWare. I think it's going to be somebody else. I know we heard the news say, no, it's not BioWare, this and that. Everybody's heard that. But news is just news until it's fact.
Exactly.
So
take everything with a grain of salt.
Exactly. It could be BioWare, which is why Dragon Age has taken so long to do that. They've been working on, besides the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, they've been working on a new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 3 or a remaster, a remake. Who knows? Hopefully we'll find out soon.
I'd be
all giddy running around.
Oh yeah. I'd be a kid again. Oh yeah.
Perfect. See,
this is what Star Wars. You won't see me at work.
This is what Star Wars does. It brings that out of you. You're just like, oh.
That's what I mean. It's like I can't wait for those. Just that excitement again.
Yeah.
I'm already excited. I can't wait for more.
I'm the same way. I'm not as big a Star Wars fan as you are, and I'm actually excited about this. So I could just imagine.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching us and talking with us.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think of the next Star Wars game or Star Wars games that are coming out. If you like what you watch down here, please leave us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let us know what Star Wars game you would most be anticipating. And would you like BioWare to be doing Knights of the Old Republic 3? Or who would you like to do Knights of the Old Republic 3? And you guys have a good one. Subscribe down below.